Hey, this is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, streaming live through YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. We're doing the paint by numbers from numberartist.com. Cliffside Sunset Waves. Item number is 50 40 LZ8211 BK. And we have been diligently working on said shenaniganery. So we're going to get back to it on this part 3, Saturday, May 30th, 2026. Make sure I got some audio here. I hear audio, that's good. Okay. Remember, if you like this type of content, hit that like button. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family so we can get some more eyes on this channel. Comment, keep me entertained by speaking to me through the chat window there. And please hit that subscribe button. 98.4% of our viewers are not subscribed, and I don't know why. But we will get down to said shenaniganery in a moment. Trying to get this YouTube to just zoom out, and it will not. I guess that's the best I can do. Okay. So, where were we at? Where were we at last time? I guess we could just look and see if we missed any spots where we need to go as far as what paint was the last paint we were on. Was it 10, 12, 13? I thought we were like 14 or 15 on part 2. So let's look around. See what we can find. So let's go off with I don't know if I want to go right to number 16 yet, but what do we have up in the sky up there? Let's see what we haven't done up there. Those are high numbers. Okay. All right, so there's a 15. So let's go and knock out the 15s. This was the 15 color, a real bright blue, or a real light blue, I guess. Would that be the thing? Yeah, a real light blue. And I see 15s up here, so yeah, we were working on 15 because I can see how much paint's missing from here. Brush is kind of frayed here. May send things all over the place. I'm going to flip the canvas over just so I can get to the ones that are down here. All right, so we saw the 15s. Let's see. Okay, I see a 15 there. Let's see if there's, I guess I'll flip it back over because now I'm not seeing them. That's not good. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that brush. Something's funky with that brush there. Let's move on over to this brush right here, the medium. Okay. Let's take out this 15 over here. Let me move the camera up. So we're going to go and get this 15 coming off the beach in the extreme west. Careful, you've got a what appears to be a 29 and a 27. Fairly close. I'm not sure what that one is. I think it's a 29. Okay, so these are these light waves that are coming into the shore off that direction. Okay, so we got 15 here. Small line, right above a 27 and a 29. Okay. That's a 28 there. We don't want to go into that, but we want to go into the 15 that's right here. It's not quite a whitewash coming off. We'll start doing those. I think the white's going to be in the upper echelon of paints. Yeah, when we start getting up to the 35s, we'll start getting to the white area, which is going to be like the bright sun. And of course, the white water that comes towards the shore. That's going to be later on. All right, let's continue looking for these 15s. Let's see. How they stamp these numbers on here, I'm not sure how they do it, but sometimes some of the numbers look just like the ones I'm looking for. Like there's a few 19s here that look just like a 15. And it really kind of throws you off. I've actually painted over some that looked like when we were down at the 8s and the 9s were looking just like the 8s. I painted right over a whole number 9, which was a totally different color than the 8. So it's just my eyes are a little wonky and need to catch up here. All right, so still looking for 15. Because when we go to 16, we're going in a complete different direction from the 15s here. So I want to continue looking to see. There's one right here. Just a little bitty one. Okay, that's a 29 that stretches all the way across. That's a 26, something, I don't know. I painted over that one. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look at the reference guide on a lot of the things that I painted over. It's like I have an 18 up here, but it's just a thin little bitty line. So here, let's do this. Let's grab our magnifying glass. And then we can actually look out here and see if we can find any more 15s. Sorry for the glare on here. I'm not sure if you can see what the magnifying glass sees, but it'll certainly help me find these 15s. I suggest if your eyes are bad as mine are, get yourself one of these magnifying glasses. I got a 14. Where's that at? A 14 right here. So I'm going to drop back and get this 14. 14 is very similar to the 15. It's just a little bit lighter. So put that right up on the tip there. Right here. Here we go. Okay. So at least we caught that one. Still looking for 15s. And I got this magnifying glass. I think I got it on Amazon a few years ago when I was doing my numismatic collecting coins and such. Before I knew they had standalone microscope-like magnifying glass that you can get with a 10-inch monitor, and I bought one of those. I see a 12 right here. So, and it's just a tiny little line, and it's a darker blue. So I'm going to try to get this little 12 here. Put that right up on the tip there. It is a tiny little line. In fact, I don't even know if anybody could even see that. Okay. And I just realized I forgot to grab. Bear with me for just a moment. Oh, come on. Oh, stay right there for a minute. I'm just going to get some paper towels. I just realized I forgot to grab those. Those are much needed, right, Sammy? We need paper towels. How else are we going to wipe off our paintbrushes and our mistakes on our hands and such? So let's do that, Sam. Let's get some paper towels. It's okay, you can stay outside. You want to come hang out with me? It's beautiful outside, Sam. It's absolutely gorgeous. 80 degrees and beautiful. Spectacular. All right, we've got our paper towels. We'll come back up here. Back on our neck. That's our Sammy right there. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sammy, can you tell everyone to like, share, comment, and subscribe to @RealTalkChamp? Sam, are you alive? Hi. Macau. All right. Thank you for the likes. Really appreciate it. Maybe others can find us, hang out with us as well. We have an Addie Silvers. Hi there. Fernando Perez. Hi there as well. The cat is cute or the painting is cute? Or both. Sammy is known to be quite cute and rotten, but he's a Sammy. Sammy the monkey cat. Okay, so we got that paintbrush cleaned up. This paintbrush cleaned up. All right, so we're still looking for 15s. I'm gonna grab the magnifying glass and see what we can find. If I can't find any more 15s or anything leading up like 1 through 15, then we will switch to 16. But I do see a 13 right here. And 13 is this like aquamarine color. So I must have missed this little critter. This is 13. So funky turquoise blue. It's really cool looking. It's just a line across here, just like that. Right there. Anywhere else where there be 13 looking? No. But you can, it's interesting. So like when you look at the picture here, you can see where the kind of aquamarine is, although it must be somewhere else because it's not this color. But it's when you're looking into the waves. I had a big old thing I talked about in part 2 about when you look through a wave, like when surfers are surfing in a curl and you look through a wave, it isn't just clear. I mean, you see multiple shades of blue. You see aquamarines. If you happen to see a seal swimming by, like some of these ESPN surfer type, when they do like X Games or just surf competitions out in Maui or North Shore or wherever they happen to be, Australia or whatever. Every once in a while, you got these camera videographers and camera guys on the backs of jet skis, and they're filming these surfers and these curls and crazy waves, right? But every once in a while, you see dolphins swimming by, or you see a seal, on its side swimming out. It's pretty cool. So, and then you can see all the vibrant colors that are through the clear water. If it's super clear, you see all kinds of really cool colors. I dig it. I dig it. All right, so I'm seeing just 18s and 19s. So if a 1 through 15 happens pop, I got something right here. Hang on. I do got a 15 right here. Right there. Let's keep our finger by it so we don't lose the spot. Okay. That 15 is right here. Okay, right here. He comes up and around. All right. That's a 4 coming through. Let me know if you're not able to see. Every once in a while when I aim down because I'm getting close to the canvas, I forget that I'm wearing the camera phone on a gimbal that's around my neck to make it first person. So sometimes I kind of bend it out of the way and you can't see anything. Let's see if I can see what this is here. I painted over that. I think it's an 18. I'm pretty sure that's an 18. Okay. 19s, 18s, 29s, 30s. You can see the 4 and the 2s popping up because it's a bright yellow. I always go over that stuff when I'm completely finished with a painting. I touch up the numbers so they don't poke through. But generally when you step back from a painting up to 5 feet, you're not going to see these bitty little numbers. Unless, of course, you've got perfect hawk vision or something. Okay, not seeing any more 15s doesn't mean that they aren't there. There's an 8. No, There's an 813. I'm pretty sure we're only going up to 40 on our paint, so I'm not sure why there's an 8 and a 13 right next to each other. That is really weird. 8 is this another kind of sky blue, but it's got a darker to it than what we've been using. Oh my Lord. That was really stuck together there. All right, where was that? Where were you? There you are. Okay. It's almost a lavender or fuchsia type color. All right, so we're gonna, you would never know that that was there, but cool. Okay. Like almost a grayish blue. All right, so if we go to 16, and if we happen to come back to find anything between 1 through 16, we'll obviously paint them up. I have extra paintbrushes here to be able to do that. We can always go back afterwards. So we're doing a distinctive change here. So 15 was this ultra light blue. But now as we go to 16, we're now in the avocado range. So I was calling this a lime green or an alien green in the blooming desert that I finished, a couple of days ago, but it is called avocado from what I was told. So we're going in a different route. So you don't want to dip your paintbrush in 16 and say, oh, look, there's a 15, and dip it into 15 because it's going to be funky. All right, so we're going to 16 with a bright avocado, a brighter avocado than 17. Okay. So looking for 16s. First of all, we'll go up in the sky. I don't think they'd be up in the sky, but I'm going to flip the canvas over because the 16s look like they're in the cliffside. Actually, let's turn it this way because the cliffside's all pretty much right here in front of me now. So I got 16s. Oh boy, I'm going to need the magnifying glass for some of these. Okay, so that's 16 there. Starts all the way over here. Go lightly because there are a lot of other colors around you and numbers. There's a 36 to the left, plus the little yellow that we painted there. Okay. Let's bump the canvas. So this is almost to the top of the cliffside, just below the sky. So it has a sharper edge on top here. Okay. Perfect. Good job there. Okay. We got a 17 there. We got a 16 here. I believe that's a 16. That is a 16. Okay. 16's all over this landmass here. So we got a 20 right below us. We got a 17 right above us. A 38 above us as well. A 17 on the back side. 17 below us. And a 20 connected to that 17. Okay. Those are 17s and 31s. Bunch of 17s. Here's a 16 here. There's a 16 here. Okay. So yes, I'm finding that I am painting and building model kits more than I'm live streaming gaming. I'm just kind of burnt out on games right now. I've been playing games forever and nothing's really new. They just keep rehashing old games or resyncing them or whatever the heck they call them. So I'm enjoying this right now. This is where I'm at. So if a video game comes out that looks like it'll keep my attention, like a Red Dead, or GTA or something like that, then I'll go back to live streaming games. But right now, we are enjoying this relaxing painting, especially on a beautiful Saturday day. So I'm going to work on getting an easel that I can take outside with me. Not a super windy day, go out and paint outside. Try live streaming that way as well. Okay, so I got a 16 down here. I got a 38 right above it. That's super tiny. I mean, unless you're in a college course or a high school course or a school course or private tutoring and they tell you don't rotate the canvas, that's so not cool. Don't listen to them. Rotate the canvas. Make it easier for you. No, I don't know. Follow your coach's directions, I guess, but the reality is improvise, adapt, and overcome, or something in that weird. Okay, here we go. Got a 16 right here, a really weird shape. Can't see that, I guess, so let's rotate this up a little bit. Okay. Strange little shape, like a weird worm or cobra coming out of a hole. Right there. It's a 19, here's a 16. Another thing I'm realizing that I need is a way to trim the hairs off of these paintbrushes. I'm using kind of cheap paintbrushes anyway, so they have a tendency of losing their hairs quickly or fraying and the paint getting flickered in a different direction or overpainting. Kind of bummer. Okay, let's see what else. We got a large 16 right here. So that's 17 that goes across there, 17, 17. But we have a 16 that comes down here and a random 39 in the middle of it. So let's go ahead and paint this guy here. Let's try to get out to the edge here. Remember, if it feels like your paint isn't flowing, just dip the paintbrush in the water. And the longer your acrylic paint sits out, it'll start getting muddy. You got to revitalize it with the water or the acrylic paint thinner if you happen to have purchased that. So I have two orange colors in this thing here, so I don't want to paint over them. And a 39, random 39 here. Okay, 60 goes down this way. So I got a 20 and a 21 to my left. Another 20. This one snakes around like a river. Got a weird snowman shape on his side right here. That's a 17 that goes around. Those are 17s. Let's look around for any more 16s. Here's a 16, and here's one. Really small spots right there. This is almost like the perspective of looking out the window of an airplane. So whoever originally painted this picture, I don't know where they were. They must have been on the top of a building somewhere, or top of a mountain looking out, or just guesstimated it from wherever they were, but it almost looks like you're up in an airplane. We have a 16 here. It's a 17 that goes around there. I'm going to take some of the some of the paint off of the top of there and just try to get back on the tip here. Okay, looking around for 16s. Here's a 16. Right next to a 17 and whatever this, a number 5 that we painted all along here, or it's a number 6, sorry. Okay, so that one goes right to the edge, right next to the 20. Here's a little tiny 16 right here. Is that a 15 or is that a 16? Let me see. It's an 18. What is that right there? Looks like an 11 right there. Let's grab an 11. 11 is this light blue. This is going to require a different paintbrush. This guy right here. Let's see if we can figure out where that was. It's right there. Just a little line that I missed. Back to 16. You got a 20, a 21, and a 20 right next to this 16, so be careful. And a 17 that runs almost through it as well. Okay, what is that right there? Is that another 11? It's another 11 right there, okay. Just keep that aside unless something pops up. I'm looking for 16s. A tiny little 16 right here. Tiny one right here. Hey, Sam. What you got going on, monkey? What's up, Sam? All right. Come here and hang out, bud. Come here, monkey. Come help me find some 16s on here, Sammy. Is that a 16? That is a 16. Another little dot right here. 17 into 36. Here's a 16. Runs right along this 6. It's like a lady's shoe. The shape that I'm painting here, really weird. Got a finger here. Another finger. That's 20. Okay, here's a 16, here's a 16. I think. No, those are both 18s. Why are they? No, I guess that's just the way the shadow is hitting it. What's about this one here? That's an 18 as well. Those are 17s. It looks just like a 16 though. Weird. How about that? That's a 16. Careful, it's right next to a 23. A 17. Super tiny. What do we got over here? Got all 18s and 19s over here. 17s. Is that a 16? It is a 16. Okay. 17s. How about that? It's so hard to tell if that's a 16 or an 18. It's so weird. It's a 16. Okay, so let's see. That 17 goes that way. So this one starts here. Goes around these little guys. Comes up this way. Goes into a weird point. Okay. Those are 18 and 19. That's a 19. There's a 16 right here. Is that 13? Where did I see that? Right there. Another aquamarine. Okay. Look at these other guys here and see what they are. Is that a 16? It is a 16, okay. So right up here is a 16. And this one goes off the canvas. right next to a 36, right below a 6. So I don't want to impede on that one. Then you got a bunch of little ones, a 36, a 20, a 20, a 17, a 20, that are like trying to poke through this. Okay, I know it looks kind of messy, but there's a bunch of other numbers in there. Okay, so 16. What is this? Looks like a 3, a 31 or something. 19. Some type of 20 number. Is that a 7? There's just a random 7 sitting right here. 7 is an orange. Tangerine. Don't want to get a blue on there, so let's wipe that off. Seven right there. Just tipped a little 7. That was it. That's all. Let's darken up some of these 7s that are poking through. Okay. Like I said, if I see it, I will go back to it. Okay, got a sip of water here. Rocking the alkaline water. All right, back to looking for 16s. That looks like a 16, but well, let's check. That is a 16. Okay. There's a big 16 right here. Where'd you go? Right here. You got a lot of numbers around this 16 as well, so be careful. Goes into a little point right by the 17. Okay. Okay, start looking with our eyes. Maybe finish with the 16s. We'll look in the water. It'll be in the water, but have it on the shore. I'm seeing more 17s and 18s. Those were 18s and 19s. We already looked at them. Is that a 16? Nope, that's a 19. That's an 18. All right, so we'll switch on over to the 17. If any of the other ones pop up, we'll certainly knock them out. Now, luckily, this 17 is still in the avocado, and it looks like it's a slight shade darker. So this is our 16. This is our 17. Like it has a little bit more green in the pigment. I can't tell if that's brighter, like this one may be duller and this one may be, I don't know. You'll be able to tell. You've got better eyes than me. This is 16 down here. So again, we're still in an avocado. Possibly a little darker. It looks tasty. Wouldn't mind dipping a tortilla chip in there. Okay, so these were 17s, and we had 17s for days on here. Almost can't tell this apart from the 16 that's right next to it. So it looks like it's just a little bit darker than that 16 pigment. It's also a thicker paint. As I said, I noticed that the darker pigment acrylics seem to be thicker than the thinner, the lighter colored ones. So this is the 16 and 17 right next to each other, and there's almost, maybe you can see it differently in the light, you know. That's a 20, so we don't want to mess with that. This is the 17 going this way. So as the light catches it, you may be able to see the different pigment. Now it's real close to a 6 here. It's going to stop because it's going to go into the 20. You got a 36 in here. Just be careful. I think the 20 is to the left, so I think this one is the 17. That's a 36. 21s. That's a 20 right there that I just painted over. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. Another 20 here. Okay. Let's go up the coast. We'll go up the cliffside here. I got a 17 that's real close to a 36. I just painted over the 3 and the 36. So let's see if I can wipe that out of there. There we go. Another funky shape. Got a 23 here and a 36 here. Okay, continue up the cliffside. With 20 on either side, right up to a 36. Little 17 dot. I'm not sure what that number is right there. It's been painted over. So that's going to require looking at the reference sheet. That's a 20 in there. There's a 17 that goes off the edge here. Pick up the canvas a little bit so I can get this 17. Right up against the 20. Nothing down there. Any more? Yeah, there's 17s going up the cliffside that run right off the edge. This one looks like a soda bottle. To a dot. Some tiger stripe camouflage here. I'm going to flip the canvas so I can get these 17s. This one's a thin line right at the top of the cliff, right below a 36, right below the skyline, and another 31 or number or something. That's why I'm leaving that gap open right there, because there's a 31 line, and I'm sure I'm going to go right over the 17 because it's so thin. 20 right here, and we got the 17. Right off the 16. Luckily this is horizontal. Vertical when I have the canvas flipped over, but it's just easier to paint to just start at one point and drag paintbrush, as long as there's paint on there, of course. You don't even have to lift up until you get to that next number. But now I've got 36, and I do have a little 16 right there I have to go back and get. So some little 16. But it's a lighter green, so. That little line right there, that was it. I think that was it, okay. All right, 17, where are you? Right here, right next to a 37. Okay, here's a 17. Okay, another 17. There's a 17. That bird is having a gale time out there. Put this down here. Let's see, we got any more 17s. Looking. 18s and 19s. I think we may have knocked off all the 17s. Oh, we got one right up here. Okay, well, a little itty bitty teeny tiny one right here. Tiny one right here. Well, not really tiny, but Gonna wipe off the paint on this paintbrush here. It's getting a little mucky. Mucky McMuckertins. All right, let's look down here for any more 17s. Got 37s. Oh, there's a 17. Little snake. Surrounded by little numbers. You got a 36, a 20, a 30, a 23, a 20, a 39. A little dot, or a little tiny little dot right there. Ooh, went right into that. 20, get that out of there. Okay. Got some little 17s over here. Right next to a 23. Right here. Right up against the 20. $17 right over here. It's the same 17, it just carries across. That's an 18. Okay, got some little 17s down here. A little pyramid shape. Slit right there, a little dot right there. Hey, Sam. What's wrong, baby cat? Is it time to go play? Yeah? Come up here, Sam. Come give your stamp of approval. Or disapproval. Those are 19s. 19s, here's a 17. That snakes all the way around. A 38. 19s. Okay, looking for more 17s. Okay, I think we're finished with the 17s. We're going to move to the 18. And if a 17 pops up, we'll certainly paint it. So this is kind of a weird color, 18 and 19. I want to say that they're algae green, algae, right? Like you'd have in the ocean, algae. So this was 17, this avocado. But this 18 is considerably lighter. So I don't know the exact name of it, but maybe you do. So this is 18. Considerably lighter than the avocado. I don't think it's an avocado. I think it's a different type of light green, but I don't know. See, I kind of wish that our phones had the ability to hover over the paint and it would be able to tell you what color it is. Now, maybe they do. Smartphones are pretty nifty. It is entirely possible that there's an app that'll do that nowadays in 2026 here. Okay, so we're looking at 18s. We'll start down in the bottom corner. Let's get our magnifying glass. That looks like a 16. Oh my God. It is a 16. Why did I looked at it the wrong angle. Well, let's go back and do our avocado here. I looked at it like 2 times, and to me it looked like an 18. Okay, where did you go? Right here. Okay. Back over to the 18. Let's work our way over here to this side. Holy monkey. Hey. Is that an 18? That is an 18. These are 18s. They're pretty green. It's quite thick. Careful of the 31 on both sides of this one. Why does that one look like a 15? Or is it a 16 or is it an 18? Who could tell? All right, this is when we gotta consort with the consortium here. They either double stamp this thing just way too much. All right, so there's 24. So this is the 24 we're looking at right there. That's the 21, the 25. Where is it? There's the 25 with all the gizmos there. Okay, we have a 17. Where's that 17? Right there. Where are you? It's the 24. The 18 is where? Weird. Huh. There's the 35. There's the 39. It should be right there. It's a 16. Can't be right. It's not even the right shape. That's the 6. That's the 16, and we already did that one. The 5 and the 8, that's a 17 in there. $17 and $17. It's not on here Somebody misprinted it or something. It does not exist. It's a 39? No, that ain't it. It says a 19, an 18, or a 16 or something on the canvas, but it's not here. Next, I don't know. Just leave it alone. Move on to something else. I can't tell what number it is. It was stamped too hard black. Makes no sense. Okay, so we're looking for 18s. There's an 18. I can't tell. Yep. It is now an 18. Here's an 18. Those are 19s. There's an 18. Again, if you don't want it to be this difficult, you don't have to get the 40 paint set. You can get the 24 paint set, and these little these little shapes with the numbers will be larger because there won't be such, crazy to paint. Crazy little teeny tiny place because they're trying to get as many colors as they can inside here. That is definitely a 16. 100. There's a 15. Okay. So that's a 16. That's a 15, which is a light blue, so we can't use this brush. I lost it. There it is. It's another 15. There's a 13. Oh. Good luck finding that one again. There it is. Those are 18s. That is definitely a 16 right there. Okay, back to the 18s. Back to the grill again. The grill again. Back to the grill again. The grill again. All right, 18s. That's a 26. God, that looks like a 15 right there. So I went to play pool last night when I went to karaoke, and I had to use the bridge because I couldn't reach the ball. And I got called some really, really derogatory names that start with a P and end with a Y because I was using the bridge. Nobody uses that apparently, what I was told. And it's the same thing I'm feeling right now, that I'm having to use the magnifying glass to see everything. I just feel it. I'm mostly using the smaller brush because these are some smaller areas. You don't have to use the magnifying glass if your eyes are better than mine. Just rely on your sight. Some of these I see no problem. Some of them, they're printed so hard on here that I can't tell what they are. I think those are all 19s. These are all 18s up here. There's 18s there. I'm going to switch to the larger brush. And the cool thing about this magnifying glass, it's rechargeable. You just plug in the little micro right there, charge it. So it is an older magnifying glass. I'm sure a newer magnifying glass would have a C or whatever's updated. You know what color this is? It's wintergreen. You know how I know? Because I have Mentos that are the same color as this. I have Mentos. I think that's wintergreen, at least what they call it. I have wintergreen growing in the garden. It doesn't look anything like it. So however they got that pigment out of there. You know, they probably use some type of food coloring to change the color of it, just to appease the human. There's an 18 right there. And if you know your Mentos, you know your colors. Well, that looks like a 15. That looks like a 15 right there. Right there. I already lost it. No, I see it. Okay, 15 is right here. Where are you? Right here. Just a little line. Okay. I went right into that one there. Can you see that one? Nope, we can't see that one anymore. There's an 18. Also like this because it's got a, LED light on it, so I can use it up above here so that I can see better, which is kind of cool. Because the lights that are above me, while they're doing okay, they're not doing great. There's an 18 up here. Now we're going up into the nitty-gritty of 18s. To the nitty-gritty. And into a 27. This one's one of those jaggedy line things. There's a 19. I just want to see Miss Sally walk. She pulls up to the park. I just want to see Miss Sally double dutch. Watch out for the 30 right there. This thing's getting muddied up. What on earth? Weird. I have my tablet off to the left over here so I can read comments and stuff. So it would be nice if you commented to me. Like the video if you like this type of content. Also share it, Real Talk Chimp, with your friends and family. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. That'd be greatly appreciated. But because it heard my voice and it's a Samsung product, it immediately thought I was calling it to do something other than what it's doing. So yeah, I glanced over to see if anybody chatted with me and saw it went into a different screen. That's an 18. That's a big 18. That's a big 10-4, good buddy. Breaker 1-9, breaker 1-9. We're all 19s. I'm going to add some water to this wintergreen because it's starting to get a little mucky. So if you're watching the live stream right now, if you don't mind hitting the number 1 button, let me know you're human. Put 18 up here. I'll accept an HI. Hello. Konnichiwa. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. I'll accept any greeting you happen to have. 18's up there. Okay, let's get some more paint. Right into the sunset. I just figured maybe you were asleep listening to the lo-fi music I have playing in the background. Using that royalty-free music from YouTube. Turn the 18s in the clouds. Just adding a little water to thin it out. All right, I'm at 26. I can get it. I think we may be done with the 18, folks. I think we may be switching to 19. Nope, we got some up here. Okay, good. Oh, we got a 17 right there. This was the 17. Just back into the avocado. I just got to remember where it was. There it is. Okay, let's switch to the 19, which again is still in that kind of a little darker of that wintergreen. But I think what I'm going to do real quick here is take a bathroom break. So I'm going to put this over here for a moment. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Be right back. Hey, Sam. Hi, Sammy. Come hang out, Sam. You want to come hang out? Okay. We are back. We are working on Cliffside Sunset Waves from numberartist.com. Item number 50-40-LZ8211-BK. My name is Real Talk Chimp. Live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. Blammo. All right, so we were doing 18, which we said was like a wintergreen color. Now we're going to head over to 19, which is almost the same, but just slightly, possibly darker or brighter or darker. Darker? Yeah. Slightly darker. You can tell me what kind of green that is. Okay, so we're going and looking for 19s. All right, let's start in the left corner. see. Left corner is pretty much all the land mass. All right, we'll head up into said. Okay, I'm going to flip canvas and look at the edges here. That's a 39. Okay. Any 19s over here. Tiny itty bitty lion right there. Well, hello, Mr. Monkey. Hello, Mr. Sam. Hello there. Would you like to give your stamp of approval today? Don't walk into that. That's fresh paint. Hi, Sammy. Sammy, you want to tell everyone to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Real Talk Champ? See ya. Okay. Back to looking for number 19s. Let's look in the sky. Any 19s needed in the sky? Don't see it. Yeah. Uh-oh, there goes the paper towel. Gone. All right, 19s. Got two 19s right here in the cliff. Okay. Got a 19 here. One here, a little bitty one, next to the 40. Oh, my eyes are wonky. There's 19 right here. We got a 19 here. Here. Over here. That's a 22. Here's a 19. I get sidetracked when I dip down into the paint because my eyes leave the doohickey, and I'll end up getting back to the one that I was painting, but it's gone for now. Careful that 26 right there. Oh, totally just went over that one. Nope, it's gone. This one sneaks all around here. That's a 22. Right next to a 40. I'm going outside of the lines, unfortunately. Itty bitty 19 right there. So many little numbers around all these 19s going over their lines are just going to be brutal trying to figure out what they are. But you do have the reference sheet. So bigger one here. It snakes all over the place. There's a 40 right next to it. 22. Okay, 19, 19, 19. Where are you? There's where you were when I was trying to paint you, but I lost track because I dipped into the well. 22s, 28s. 19 coming this way. We are really in the ocean now. It's 28 there. We'll leave that space open for the 20. Got some thin lines in there as well. I miss you, I miss you. It's 22. I think we've got all the 19s on that row. Another one of these crazy jaggedy ones. Get some water. Okay, a few more up top here. Some 29s. Really see the greens in here. Add some water in here. Okay, let's look for some more 19s. I'm pretty sure that was a 39 I just painted over. I think we're done with the 19, so we can move on to the 20. I am, well, is that a 16? What is that? That is an 18. Let's go get that 18 up there. That was the winter green. No idea why that's just randomly there in the middle of nowhere. Go to 17. Just back to avocado. Let's see where we see that at. Where did we see the 17? Oh boy. That short-term memory that just is gone. It's a real shame. Don't see it anymore. Maybe it'll pop up another time. It's got to be a 37. Hey, monkey. Do you think Sammy knows that I call him monkey? I think he knows what a monkey is, even though I've showed him monkeys on the TV millions of times. I think he knows the difference between a cat and a monkey. I can't find this 17 anymore. So we'll switch to 20. 20 is a darker green. Sammy, are you a monkey? Sammy, are you a dragon? Are you a velociraptor? Okay. A sip of water here. All right, so number 19 was this guy. And number 20 is a darker version of that guy. Start down here. Oh God, those numbers are tiny. Is that a 28 or is that a 20? Maybe a 26. Oh, and I found a 19. Okay. I thought I found, oh, there it is. Right between the 40 and the 31. Okay, back to the 20s. What was that? I'm trying to figure out. Am I still watching the same? Let me see here. Why is it not popping up? Hang on a second here. Let me reset. There we go. Now I can see you. You type it on there, Mike. Michael Knight. Hello. Chimps Ink and Paint. Right? Yeah, no, I mean, it's not completed yet, of course, but wait a second. So you must be on a, are you, oh, hang on a second. Let me grab this paintbrush. Are you on a new account? Because normally you're a moderator. So let me see if I can do this. Can I add you as moderator on this one? Yeah, add as moderator. Perfect. Okay. So the next time you type, it should be on moderation. Okay, let me dry these. Let me wash these paintbrushes here. Start over. I mean, obviously, as I'm sitting close up to it, it just looks like mush. Bunch of mush. Can't even tell what it is. Mush. All right, so we're looking for 20s. Looking for 20s. 420. Here's a 20 over here. Right next to a 83. No, I can't tell what that is. Must be a 33. So we're only going up to the 40s. We're not going up to the 80s on our paint choices. There's a little 20 right here. Okay, 20. Looking for that 20. Here's a 20. There's a line. Here's a 20 that snakes around. Careful of the 21 right next to it. Here's a 20. Here's a 20. Oh, a new account name. Okay. Well, I'll actually add you as a moderator now with this account. I mean, even your mom's account still has moderators, so it's all good. Every once in a while, there's a burst of people that show up in here and then they disappear. So there's a big old 20 here that wraps around this other color that was painted. Watch out for the 238s right there, and the 23. Okay. Going up the cliff, we got one here. Okay. Don't know what any of those are. They've been painted over. Meow. 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 What's going on, Sam? Meow. Meow. You want to say hi to Michael? Wow. He really said hi to Michael that time. He knows his Michael Knight. He knows. Sammy, Michael says hi to you. You want to talk to Michael? You want to talk to Michael? Sammy. Wow. There you go again. There you go again. What was I doing? 20s. Yeah, like I said, this one's going to be tougher than the Blooming Desert that we did because that one went up to 36 paints. This one goes up to 40 paints. I'm going to stay in the 24 paints, I think, the next batches I buy. I still have 3 more things to paint. So I bought 4 more. This was in that set of 4. I've got an Aurora Borealis to paint in an Alaska landscape. And then I have another Japanese Edo period painting with a big pagoda. I think it's Kyoto, Japan, in the late 17, early 1800s, with a lot of reds and whites and right? All right, there's a 20 up yonder off the edge here. So there's a band that I want to go see tonight in the next town over. It's about 20-minute drive from where I'm at. Right next door, it's got such an incredible Mexican restaurant that I want to go and visit again. They make some really lovely food. Like the spices are all in the right place. It's not like a Taco Bell, you know. It's really like an authentic cuisine. It's built into like a Taco Bell style building, so it's like a takeout type place. I mean, you can obviously order in and sit in the dining area, but the dining area is like McDonald's in the look of it. But the food is sit down food. It is quality food. Really good. And I want to go over there before they close. They close at 9:30. I can't tell what time it is. It looks like it's almost 8. I think the band starts around 8. All right, so that's a 20 right here. So normally on my painting I go 4 hours, but I started late today because I was waiting. I was going to have a meeting today, and they ended up not showing up, but I waited all day for them, and then they text right before they're supposed to come out and meet me. Oh, we're sick, we can't come out. Well, as long as it's not the hantavirus or Ebola, okay. And if it is the hantavirus and Ebola, do not come over here. I am immune compromised. I do not want to grow horns. Okay, that's 20 right here. Especially, I don't want Sammy to get sick either. All right, is that a 20? Or I think that's a 29 up there. That's definitely a 20. All right, let's check this out. There's a 20 right here. It butts up right against the 21. Okay, those are 29s. What's that? Is that a 25 or what does that mean? Look. Nope, that is a 20. Okay. We got any 20s up in the sky up there? That seems like it would be strange, so I don't think so. Here's a 20. Any more 20s? Looking. Yeah, I had those a couple of nights ago. They're okay when they're not like when the bottom isn't all wet and the meat's falling out the bottom. I mean, it doesn't taste like a Dorito to me. It tastes like something weird to me, but I have had them before. When they first announced that Dorito Taco Bell taco type things, they were really good. But now, as the food industry has turned to poop, there's no quality control anymore. It doesn't really taste the same anymore, I don't think. But I guess it depends on which Taco Bell you go to. Here's a 20 right here. Meow. Meow. Oh, these are all little 20s right here. Okay. Not that one. That's a 38. This is a 20. This is a 20. Right up against the 23. Keep those open for the 23s. Here's a 20. That's 23. Here's a 20. Oh, ran out of paint. Okay, looking around down here. What do we got? A lot of 21s and stuff. Here's 20 down here, wraps around the bottom of this 36. Right above the 23. Okay. There's a big 20 right here. Sam? Keep hearing a cat meowing, but the roommates have 2 cats as well. Although I haven't really heard them speak yet. I don't think they sound like Sammy. Haven't heard any cat that sounds like Sammy. There's cats all over the neighborhood. Like I said, I gotta move out of here November 30th. I gotta find a new place. I may be moving to Del Rio, Texas. I'm not sure yet. Go live with Mike and his mom. They'll be happy to have me. Have to modify their house for wheelchair ramps. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a blast. There's a 20 here, a little itty bitty tiny 20. So this is 20 that wraps all the way around. This 21 and 23. I'll have to live in the barn with the horses. I'm fine with that. If Sammy is hopefully still alive, he can live with horses as well. Right? Let's see. Right? You'll just put out the bunk bed for me. I'll be good. Sammy and I will sleep with the horses and the pigs and the chickens. All right, those are all 30s and 25s, 32s. Here's 20 down here. There's another 20, little bitty one. Another little bitty one here. Okay. Here's a 20. 40s, 40s, 28s. There's a little 20 right here. That was a terrible shot. That went everywhere. There's one right here. There's a little bitty one. Let's look amongst these little tiny, teeny, tiny ones here. Those are 30s. Those are 21s, 23s. There's a 20 right here. Oh, I see a 19 right there. I see a 19 right there. Still got the 19 out. Okay, good. Here. Let's grab these with the 19. 19 right here. 19 right here. Right here. Any more? Right here. Just a tiny little bit. Any more 19s? Hey, 19. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie. It's the corral. Okay. Oh, I stuck my hand right in that paint right there. That's why I wear the gloves. That's why I'm wearing the gloves. All right, here's the 20 right in here. That is a 20. And it wraps all the way around these other paints. Right here. Careful of the 37 right next to it, and 30. Okay, what do we got? Any more 20s? That's a 30. 22s, 30s. 30s, 22s. Oh, there's a 19. Well, you are now officially a 20. Any more 20s? Any way you want it. That's the way you... Okay. Not getting a copyright strike. We're not going there. All right, any more 20s? Do you see any more 20s anywhere? If you were a 20, you would be right there. Let's see if that's a 20. That is a 20. That's a 29 though. Why would it be a 20? Random 20 where that little blue dot is right there. Bizarre. How bizarre? How bizarre. Okay, do we see any more 20s? These are 30s. 20s. Oh, and a big old 19. A big old 19 out here. Let's take care of that. Hey, 19. That's the 19 we were looking for the last time when I said I couldn't find where it went. And now I'm probably going to... Oh, no, I can see it here now. It's right there. Okay. But it's a completely different color than the 20, so... Not completely different. It's fairly close. Okay, what do we got out here? 26s and 27s. What do we got up in the dog patch? 28s, all 28s out there. We got a 19 right here. 27s and 22s, 26s, 30s. Got a 19 right here. 22s, another 19. What? They don't call me wonky eye for nothing. Okay, what we got up there? That's a 30. What is that? It's a 10. How did a 10 get all the way out here? What color? Oh my God, 10 is a deep blue. All right, we got a, Get some of that, because we're not really using that anymore. Where did you go? Right here. These are all 10s here. We're gonna fill those back up. Actually looks kind of cool with the green. Aquamarine. I am Aquaman. Tweet. All the little gerbil, badoo badoo. Okay, so that's a 30. Any more 19s gonna show up, huh? Yes, look at that. 19 right there. A freaking son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. It's funny, I had a highlight video, got about 1,000+ views, no subscribers. I don't understand why. Why are you people not subscribing? What scares you all the way? Hey, Michael Knight's moderating right now, so you should all be talking to Michael Knight. But what was I saying? I don't know. 19, I said, right? Yeah. 19. Where was that 19? If you were the 19, where would you be? Hey, 19. Oh my God, I can't find it now. Where did that 19 go? I have the paint on said brush at the moment to paint that 19 that popped up out of nowhere, and now it has, oh, there it is. I was going to say buried its head. We have got the 19 painted. Okay, was there anything else you wanted me to paint? Oh, there's another 19. Look at that. So that's 30. Okay, so but it stops right there. This 19 goes all the way up. Gonna get a little water on this thing because this 19 is muddy. But the short video that got like 1,400+ views, right where it stopped was, I was like looking for the number 10s. I'm like, where are those number 10s? I'm like, is that an 8? Like somewhere over here I had to put a number 8. And I'm like, son of a monkey. Well, that's what I said, son of a monkey. But the short video on YouTube, they cut it off at son of a. So you don't know what I'm saying afterwards, right? You think it's going to be a potty word. But I assure you it was son of a monkey. Because I don't say potty words. Monkey are all my swear words. Every swear word, except when I get Tourette syndrome, is monkey. All right. Speaking of monkeys, I think we're going to end it. Paint bucket number 20 tonight. Because I am searching all over for 1 through 20. And I don't see any more 20s. I see 22s, 28s, 27s, 30s, 40s. But again, sometimes they do pop up randomly. Like I said, I mean, I was already up to like 16 or 17 when the 8, or not the 8, but one of the 12 or 11s popped up out of nowhere. So wherever my eyes happen to catch them. And look at that. There's a 20 right there. Son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. See how that works? So if you don't mind sharing at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family, it would be greatly appreciated. What did I say? I just said there was a number here. Now I forgot what it was. I got sidetracked. It's a 20. Here is a 20. My hands are covered in paint, and that's why I wear the nitrile gloves. Because before I was wearing the nitrile gloves, my hands would be covered in paint by the time I got finished. Okay, that's the 20. There's another 20 right above it. Okay, that's a 21. That's a 37, 27, 28, 26, 21, 31. What else do we got? Itty bitty number 20. Where are you? There's a 20 right there. And this one looks like a Snake River. Okay. Very delicately, because you got a bunch of little numbers around it. There's a tiny little 20 right there. There's a tiny little 20 right there. That's a 30. We won't go that way. Sort of frames this yellow here. Okay. Does it stop there? No, it continues on right here. It's 27, 22, 30, 24s. 22s. Where is my mind? Where is my mind? That's a 29, I'm pretty sure, that I painted over. 22s. Looking. And I found 20. I found a 20 going all the way over here. There's a 21 right below it, so careful. There's another number right there that I can't read. There's a 23 right here. A 36 right there. It stops right there. Okay. Let's see, there's another 20 right there. So they are starting to pop up. So this 20 starts here. Okay, so it starts next to the 36, goes around whichever color that is. It stays out of the 23. It stays out of the 35. It stays away from the 37. Makes a hard left. Right up over here. Okay. Let's not go that way because that's the 21 that goes into the 24, 21, 20, 37, 22. Looking. Here's a 20 right next to the 37. Son of a mother, father. Okay. Anybody else gonna pop up? It's a big old 25. Whole bunch of 21s. Let's see. Every time I say I'm done with this particular paint number, it pops up in 97 different places. So I think we're finally done with number 20. We're done with number 20. We're done with number 20. I think we're done with number 20. Let's go up the cliff. Let's see if we missed any 20s. Let's go down the cliff. Looks like it's bedtime for Bonzo. You know what? I don't think I want to go out tonight. Now I want to just stay and paint. So I want you to get all your friends in here. I want to see 1,000 views on here. I want to see 1,000 little people watching this live stream right now. I found a 20 right here. I found a 20 right here. Any more? 4. I want you to get 1,000 of your friends to hit that subscribe button right now and get us to 4,000 subscribers. In fact, I want you to get us past 4,000 subscribers and get us up to 5,000 subscribers. That's your job. That is your job. I see a 17 all the way up here. There is a 17 right here. So let's go down to the 17, which is the avocado. Not that much different than what we got on brush. So we'll grab that. Grab the 17 right here. Kind of snakes around right here. That's it. 17 is done. You call your mom, your grandma, your great-grandpa, your great-grandpa's sister. You call the armadillo that's sitting on your front porch. You tell the armadillo to get all their armadillo words. You get everyone online right now. We are having a party for paint number 21. That's what we're doing. You get them all in here. You tell them to smash that subscribe button, because what's more entertaining than watching somebody paint by number? That's right. There's nothing more important. The world could be collapsing as we speak, but a Real Talk Chimp will be doing paint by number. It will be done. We will make it so. Hit that subscribe button. You don't got to tip me. I don't need you to tip me. You can tip Michael Knight, but you don't need to tip me. But you do have to smash that subscribe button. Come on. We've been sitting at 3,900 for 6 years. Hit that subscribe button. All right, I just saw a 20. Here it is. Any more? Any more? Any more 20s? I'm going to move to 21. Will my eye catch a 20 somewhere? Looking for a 20. We're switching to the 21s. All right, we're switching to 21s. We're not going to the Mexican restaurant tonight. We're starving to death. And we're not going to see that fun band tonight. We are starving to death, not watching a band, and we are getting subscribers. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Uh-oh, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. I want to see the 6 likes jump up to 1,000 likes. Get on the ball. Get on the ball. The problem is, I don't think I can. I've been painting for almost 3 hours. Oh, I gotta take a break. All right, let's cover up number 20 here and see what we got. If we can find any smaller numbers that we missed. So many itty bitty little numbers. You know, the thing is let me look at the reference card here. We still got a lot of work to do. This is our overall goal right here. Cliffside Sunset Waves from numberartist.com. Item number 50-40-LZ 8211-BK. This is a 40 paint set. You can get it in 36 or 24. Meow. Okay. Is that orange up there? Very pretty. A lot of the area up in here is going to be super dark browns and blacks, as that's where the shade is hitting that side of the mountain. Where you see it over here, this is going to be super darks, dark colors, because the sun is setting in the foreground, right? So everything coming back this way is getting just a little bit of sunlight, but in these grooves and stuff in this broken up cliffside here, you got these dark colors. So very pretty. Very, very pretty. So again, if you like this type of content, hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to @RealTalkChimp. That's RealTalkChimp. Whether you're watching this live right now, or you're watching it back as an archived live stream, hit the like button, share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Tip Michael Knight, kiss Sammy Witters, and I will catch you on a flip side. Peace and chicken grease. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. All right, folks. Good night. Probably paint again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Sunday. So yeah, we'll probably, most likely we'll paint on Sunday for sure. And that will be part 4. All right, catch you later.